Afternoon. Welcome to the 2001 NFL College Player Draft.
So I'm on draft day, and first round goes terrible. Second round goes awful. And the third round comes, and I'm in depressed zone.
We look at the last pick, Steve Smith, another Ute, running Ute, this one going to Carolina.
Never even knew where North Carolina was, and that's just a fact. Didn't know who was on the squad, didn't know who played there.
I think we had to pull out the map just to, make sure we knew where it was.
And so I get drafted, I come in, and then a guy taps me on the shoulder. I turn to George Seifert. George Seifert says, "Hey, I drafted you. Don't f this up," and walks off. That was it.
The rookie Smith from his 7-yard line to the 20. Cutting outside 30. There he goes. The rookie on his first touch as a professional all the way for a touchdown.
Big time. That's big time right there.
As a rookie, Steve Smith excelled on special teams, totaling nearly 2,000 all-purpose yards and 3 return touchdowns.
Smith still going 50. Cuts inside at the 40. He's going to score. The rookie takes it all the way.
The young Panther was electric, but received few opportunities to spark the 1-15 Carolina offense.
I ran all training camp, and I was like, okay, man, we got a first week of practice. I didn't run no offense. I just did special teams. After practice, I was sitting on the field, and I was crying, because I was like, man, I'm not even going to get a chance. I went to the Pro Bowl as a rookie, and one of our receiver coaches told me that the special teams guys are over there. These are receivers.
But across the field, his special teams coach pushed him to force the issue with the receiver group.
He said, show them that you can play wideout. No better place to show them is at the Pro Bowl with Pro Bowl quarterbacks. Go show them. And the coach who told me to go over there is now my head coach, John Harbaugh.
He and I developed a pretty good relationship through the Pro Bowl because I was a special teams guy and he was a return guy. And I just loved him.
You don't know who Steve Smith is. By the end of this game, you don't know who he is. I promise you that.
In 2003, Steve Smith showed and told the world what he could do.
Steve Smith caught it. Are you kidding me?
Hey, I'm knocking him down. 27. Hell, they might put my mom out there now. And I'm going to beat her like a drum, too.
Touchdown Panthers. What a great move by Steve Smith.
You hear me, man? I'm about to destroy 41-27.
Smith topped 1,000 yards and helped lead Carolina to its first Super Bowl in a breakout postseason performance.
They're now moving right to left as we start overtime quarter number 2. Delhomme pumps. He's got time. Throws down. Smith at the 45 to the 40. Breaks free. It's the 20, 10, 5. Touchdown! Woo! Touchdown, Steve Smith. 69 yards. And we are going to the NFC Championship game.
Smith totaled over 400 yards and 3 touchdowns in the 2003 postseason and nearly led the Panthers to a Super Bowl victory.
In the pocket he goes. Downfield. He throws it up for Steve Smith. And he's got it. Touchdown, Carolina. Steve Smith beat Tyrone Poole down the far sideline.
That moment was outstanding. That moment said I could play in this league.
What a show Steve Smith has put on.
The Panthers lost to the Patriots. It was a tough end to the 2003 season, and 2004 started off even worse.
This is Smith, and he gets taken down from behind after a gain of 9, and he is shaken up. He got tackled from behind by Hannibal Navies. And the way he went down, you could tell that he was in agony.
To have the success he had in '03, for us to be so close to winning the Super Bowl, and for him to play like he did, for him to go down, it was difficult for him.
Who was that? What happened?
Smith
heart, man.
A broken leg and a season lost. It was the first time Steve Smith would face a year of rehab, but it wouldn't be his last.
This is an injury that it's a trying injury. So if it hurts this bad healing, how bad is it gonna hurt to rehab it? Every morning I've gotten up and felt, is this gonna get better? And there's some days it hasn't.
Well, you are better than you were last week, but...
Last week I would have quit. I'm serious. Last week I would have quit.
Last week was a few times where you just felt like I was butting my head against a brick wall and I was getting no progress.
Come on now.
That isn't about age, that's just like, man, is this worth it?
I'm kind of getting too old for this.
But you got to look at it right now, you got to look at it a month at a time. Am I better today? Can I do more today than I could a month ago?
Like, well, I'll be ready. Like, I want to be ready for camp. Even though I may not do nothing in camp, I want to be ready
But I think you're going to be ready for camp. I think because the progress we made in the last few weeks makes me optimistic.
2016 training camp was 5 months away, and an ambitious goal. Just one more obstacle to overcome. After suffering a broken leg in week 1 of the 2004 season, Steve Smith returned in 2005.
He's got a plate and 8 screws in his lower leg right now.
Smith led the NFL in all 3 receiving categories: catches, yards, and touchdowns.
It's like one guy is just taking over this 100-yard piece of land out here.
He ain't show up. I need to dock him pay.
You better double cover him, triple cover him.
That's where I lead the league, right there. That's what I do best. Catch balls.
Steve Smith is one of the top 5 players in this league. That man can't be stopped. You can't stop him. I'm serious.
If you see this face, that means I score.
I'll tell you this, he's the best football player on this field today.
Touchdown, Carolina Panthers. If you see this face again, that means I scored again.
In 2005, coming back from that injury, I accomplished that you cannot measure a man's ability to play this game based on his stature.
Once again, Smith saved his best for the playoffs, scoring a touchdown in 3 straight road games.
Handoff Smith on the reverse left side. He's got blockers out there. 10. Smith to the 5. Touchdown!
Supposedly the best defense in the league, Steve Smith is just tearing them apart. 215 yards of catches.
Dare I say, you see me again.
Steve Smith, I mean, who could change a play more than
just
him?
absolutely outran everybody.
Talk about a game-changing player.
And though the Panthers' title hopes ended in Seattle, 2005 was a year of professional and personal growth for Smith. With the birth of his 3rd child, tributes to the family took many forms.
The best part about this, win or lose, I go home, get hugs and kisses from my wife, my kids. That's for my wife and kids. All them do make plays, block them, and go home, kiss my wife. And go make, we gotta make some brownie cooking, some brownies tonight after the game. Win, lose, or draw, baby, we making brownies. Can I come over?
And Steve Smith just changed the diaper on the football in the end zone, I guess. He was changing the baby.
You should have seen Deuce's diaper last night.
It was bad.
We forgot to change him for a little while, like after nap. So he was soaking wet. So it was like sagging.
My kids are who I am. For some people, they see football of who I am, but my family is who I am. In our household, if you get called by your real name, you're in trouble. So there's Peyton, call him Petey. So he's 18, going off to college. Bailey, BJ, 14, my princess, my girl. Boston, call him Bam, it's 10. That's my twin. Me and him are very similar. We think alike, we make same little gestures, little looks. And Deuce, Stephon Smith, Jr., 20 months. I'm Steve, the football player, but I'm Dad. 1, 2.
Huh? Horseplay with Steve Smith, the football player, not quite as fun.
Steve Smith has led the league in being one of the nastiest competitors that I've seen. You don't want to mess with Steve Smith.
I respected where he was coming from. He wasn't always right, but it's something that made him great. It's hard for someone to do the things that he does on a football field to all of a sudden pull back the reins and say, hey, you can't do that.
Fights brought flags, but they also allowed Smith to get in the heads of his opponents.
That's personal. That's a personal deal that Aqib Talib has with Steve Smith. There's no doubt about that because Steve, in this case, was right.
And you see what Bill Belichick just did to Aqib Talib. Come over here and sit with me.
What happened between you and Talib on the field early in the game? I don't know. You go ask him because he didn't finish the game. Ice up, son. Ice up.
Unfortunately, Smith's fighting was not limited to opponents. In 2 separate incidents, he punched teammates, one time resulting in criminal charges.
It was hard watching him struggle through it because there was not a whole lot I could say or do. You know, yeah, I had those moments where I wanted to come out and say it's not who he is or he just made a mistake. But, you know, I'm not the type of person that's going to do that.
I would say this. There is no justification on my actions. And I apologize for all the people that I hurt. I take full responsibility. And all I can say is I'm sorry. I was a young, immature young man.
The edge that caused Steve Smith trouble was the same edge that defined his play.
Steve just unloaded on Von Miller.
And the trademark of that style was the patented Steve Smith stiff arm.
He plays with a violence. When you see him catch what we call the smoke route, and the DB try to tackle him, and he punches him with his open hand in the chest and literally bench presses him and puts him on the ground, you realize how strong and how physical he was.
That's that stiff arm again. I mean, he makes a small play with that stiff arm, makes it into a huge play.
He runs a simple little 6 route and just stiff arms the mess out of Travis Daniels.
Certain guys, I'll just stiff arm, move on. And there's other guys, I make sure I finish them to the ground. So I can feel his body go.
And now he knows he's going to get caught. Look at the stiff arm. Fights him off. And he's going to walk in from there.
There's nothing more than breaking and feeling a guy's will leave his body and understanding that he surrenders. I like that.
Steve Smith Sr. was not the only Raven coming back from an injury. Quarterback Joe Flacco tore his ACL in Week 11 of the 2015 season.
You know, me and Joe were in training camp and OTAs, be rehabbing together. So the starting quarterback, one of the starting wide receivers, we get to push each other. I hate to say it this way, but, you know, misery loves company.
The bond between receiver and quarterback has always been important to Steve Smith's career. A trend that started with Jake Delhomme.
I think Jake Delhomme was the greatest thing that ever happened to Steve Smith. Those two were so fun to be around because they both cared so much about winning. They both were such passionate players. You'd see them in a huddle sometimes yelling at each other, full-on yelling, but it never felt like it disrupted the dynamic because that was their relationship.
The best seasons of Smith's career came with Delhomme.
Jake Delhomme sets up and throws an absolute bullet.
That's what I'm talking about.
We expected so much out of each other we just thrived on it, and we worked at it. So when it became time for a game, he knew I was going to go to him.
Jake Delhomme throws it right on a rope on the sideline where only Steve can catch the ball.
Throw it in there and let me get it, all right? No more back shoulder. Throw it up, let me get it.
And I knew vice versa that he was going to have my back no matter what.
Jake throws long downfield, looking for Steve Smith. Double coverage. Steve makes a great catch, and he's in for a score.
How does he do it?
Hey, it's an honor to be on the field with you now. Another year, baby.
And when Delhomme's skills declined in his final year in Carolina, Smith went from demanding the ball to offering support.
You hurt so much inside, you know, for him to come, put his arm, hey, don't worry about it. I got your back. But that's when you truly appreciate guys in tough times.
Tough times came in 2010. Without his favorite quarterback, Smith had the worst year of his career. The Panthers finished 2-14 and secured the #1 pick in the draft. With Cam Newton, Smith once again had a quarterback who could get him the ball.
It's a touchdown! Steve Smith from Cameron, Jarrell Newton.
Steve Smith, Cam Newton, touchdown.
Many must think he's gone to heaven.
Great job leading us down there, all right? Great job. Good catch. Make it easy for him.
Steve is an unbelievable, dynamic player and has been doing it for so long, and I respect that, and I tip my hat on him.
But the revival came at a cost.
That was a tough dynamic between Cam and Steve. It frustrated Steve being with such a young quarterback who maybe didn't get all the terminology down right away, who would mess up his reads on a hot route, things like that.
That's me, Smith.
Steve had no patience for that.
They rolled all the way to you. I know, but listen, you had that rap again. Look at me. I learned. I was hot. No, listen to me. Look at me.
And honestly, I feel like that hurt Cam's development a little bit because Steve was such an in-your-face character. He wanted to win now. Steve wasn't a rookie. Steve was getting into double-digit seasons, and he didn't want to wait to win for this young quarterback to develop.
That's me, man.
We bumped heads for the obvious reason. He's the first overall pick, and he was a star where he was. I was 30-something, 31 years old. I had 3 kids. So we were 2 people in 2 different phases of their life.
Now, he's not on this list because I think we have a lot of people talking about him, but I got to get your take on Cam. Cam's on the list. Don't talk about Cam?
No. The reason I don't want to talk about Cam is because so many people want to put so much on Cam.
Yeah.
And just being kind of the big brother, he isn't there yet.
Really, I think the organization felt like for Cam to flourish, they needed Steve to step down.
In March of 2014, it was made official in a statement. Steve Smith was no longer a Panther.
We really had no idea. And so I think it was just more of just the way it all came down.
If you're gonna let me go, just let me know. You know, don't announce it to someone else.
Emotionally, it was hard for everybody because of what he's done for this organization, the impact he's had in the community. He's the best Panther to step foot in Bank of America Stadium. But I think everybody understood that he probably needed a change. It was probably good for everybody.
I'll always be a Carolina Panther, and the one thing I want to leave you is it's a new chapter in this book of my life, but there are phrases in this chapter that will carry on. And do you know what those phrases are, Frank?
No, what's that?
Ice up, son.